What's up? If you're a newcomer to this channel, please like, comment, and share this video. Don't be afraid to subscribe too. If you're already a part of the channel, please share the video content on this channel. If you want to know any of my social media information, I'll show them on the screen right now. You know my motto, I'm trying to save one relationship at a time and one mind at a time. I'm your host Marcus, and this is another episode of Marcus Speaks. Okay everybody, today's topic is, as you've seen in the title, human trafficking. So, with this topic, I wanted to hit on like some base points and stuff, and basically give the just a little bit of information about this, because I've been seeing this lately on social media, and I've been seeing this lately on YouTube, and I keep hearing about how these girls are getting snatched away when they're put in Uber cars and stuff. I'm not too sure if Lyft has drivers that are into the sex trafficking trade, or let's not call it a trade, sorry, the sex trafficking crime. And I've just been countlessly hearing on story to story that there's a big culture of sex trafficking going on in Atlanta, Georgia. They said this is like the hub for human trafficking, and I just wanted to talk about this because with me trying to better the channel with like more hard-hitting topics and stuff, I feel as though that like this topic sort of hits home more, only because I'm not too sure if a cousin of mine was in the sex trafficking trade, but I do know that she wasn't with her family for a while, and she was gone. Like I think they found her in New York City. I'm not too sure what she was doing in New York City. I don't know if she was just, she had a regular 9-to-5 and she just ran away from, her home or whatever. But as far as what I understand, she was on drugs, and I know she had a daughter, and I don't know if life got to her and she just wanted to run away. But I do understand that when they found her, and when they were trying to find her, someone located her in New York City, and that's where they found her. And also, along with this topic, with the stories that I've heard on social media and YouTube and stuff, I just wanted to bring up the fact of like, what can we do to try to get this out in the open? Because news channels aren't covering this stuff. Like, they might have like a little snippet, probably like a 30-second segment on it, and then they're moving on to the next topic. What is good about the internet is that we can do long extended talks on this. It's not like a beat by beat thing. We don't have to worry about ratings, but we do have to worry about views. But we get to bring you topics that we feel as though are important to our viewers to know and to understand. So to get right into it, I just want to say that if you guys have any questions, and I'll bring this part up now. I have it written down, but there is a phone number, and there is a website that you can visit, and there's also you can text this hotline. The hotline is Human Trafficking Hotline, and I'll leave this up the whole entire video. I'm gonna leave it right down there. The number is 1-888 373-7888. And the website is humantraffickinghotline.org, and you can text help or info to 233-733. So like I said, I'm gonna leave this up the whole entire time on the screen, just so if you guys have any information and you guys want to visit the website or get information or anything, that's the numbers, and that's the website to go to. So they get directly into it. What is human trafficking? And what I got was the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act. Every year, millions of men and women and children are trafficked worldwide, including right here in the United States. So, like I said, girls are being snatched off the street. I've probably been looking at, within the past 4 or 5 days, like hundreds of videos of girls just telling their stories. Okay, so with some stories, I would say I didn't really feel as though they was telling the truth, because when they start the story off, they're like laughing and joking around. Now, I do understand that if something traumatic does happen to you, you might want to try to laugh your way out of it so you can feel more comfortable. But the story within itself, because I wasn't really paying too much mind to them laughing in the beginning, but I was paying attention to their story. Their stories really, well, I won't say all, but I would say maybe like a handful, like maybe like 5% of their stories from what I've looked at, they didn't seem real. But the ones that I did look at, I believe their stories, because it was one story that I looked at. It was a girl. She probably now was of the age of like maybe 24 or maybe 25. She said that she was abducted at the age of, well, she wasn't abducted. She was, I think she said she had like some troubles at home, so she was gonna pack her stuff and live with a friend of hers. So she, I guess on arrival of either leaving to get to her friend's house, or when she got to her friend's house, she had some guy, her friend had some guy pick her up. So the guy then picks her friend up, and then they drive somewhere, she was saying. And then as they was driving on the highway, she said the guy pulled a gun out, rolled the window down, and shot twice out the window. Just, I guess, to intimidate him, like, if you try anything, I'm gonna kill you, or I'm gonna kill you. So, like that story, like I think the story was at least like 20 minutes long or something like that. Her, like, trying to explain her case about what happened, and she also said that she was gone for maybe like a month or so, or maybe a week, or like a week to a month. I think she was saying that she was gone, and her friend that she was going to live with, she said when she got, like, when they got to the motel or the hotel room, there was 2 other girls. And there was another pimp, or I guess the pimp's bodyguard or something like that. So, they're sitting there drinking and smoking and stuff, and they're telling them, we gonna call you this, that's your name, because you look whatever. So, then she says that she gets paired with another girl. So her friend goes with the other girl, and her friend is all for it. She's ready to work and whatever. Like, I'm not too sure, like, what her friend was up to or about, or if she already was doing this stuff. She just said that when she went to, like, when they got paired off, she was paired with a girl, and her friend was paired with another girl. They basically told The guys basically told him, go ahead, go out and make some money. With her hesitation and not wanting to go, of what she was saying, that the pimp told her that, you know, you gotta go out and make this money, you gotta start working. Like, do you know how to dance? Do you know how to, you know what I mean, do you know how to fuck? Like, have you ever fucked before? Because, you know what I'm saying, I want you to make this money. So her saying no, she's not going. So she says she spent the night at the hotel room, and I guess her mother was looking for her. Now, this is sped up I'm speeding up the story a little bit. She said that her mother was looking for her, and they came to that hotel room that they were at. And then her mother didn't know that she was in that hotel room. So she said she was asleep along the time when her mother and the police officers had came to the room. So, you know, she said she felt guilty knowing that she was asleep, and now knowing that her mom was right at the door and she could have just went home. So yeah, like they said from what I'm hearing and from what I heard from the stories, that like the way that they're getting into it these days, like how like the sex traffickers are getting these girls and even boys and guys, like young boys and older males are also sex trafficked too, or possibly organ harvested. So and we all know from, you know, the reports of organ harvesting, that's a big business also, and they both run hand to hand, both the sex trafficking and the organ harvesting. So they said that they have that the way that these girls are abducted or even taken is you can just be out and about. You can just be you can be at the mall or something, and somebody like a girl will walk up to you, or a guy, kind of like how in the scene of Taken, in the very first Taken movie, when they I think when they first get to their hotel room, or I think at the airport, where the guy just walks up to him and just starts talking to him, like, hey, what's up, like, what are you guys doing here, and wherever they were at, and you know, they told him that, you know, we're here, you know, band following or whatever, is this band, and you know, we're following them all over Europe or whatever. So that's how stuff is done. Like, they also said that like I watched this one girl today. She said that she was sitting, actually she was making a video when she said this was happening, because she's a vlogger herself. So basically she put in like snippets of like what happened. So she said that the guy walked up to her car, and she I guess had just started filming herself, because I guess she's like a vlogger that does like home decor stuff or something like that. So she, as soon as she starts, you see her wave like, hey, like, what's going on? So she's thinking that it's a worker trying to like wave her down, like, hey, you can't park here, like all this parking right here, you know, it can't be filled up because it's, you know, it's the holiday season. And so she opens up her door, and she asks him, hey, what's going on? And the guy basically says, like, trying to lure her over to wherever he wants her to go, you know, wants him to take her, or take him, I mean, or not take, wherever he wants to take her. So like, he was saying that his wife and his child is behind the building trying, they're stuck, they need gas and stuff like that. Can you come over and help or whatever? And that's a big red flag right there, because during the holiday season, I would have to say around this time now, Thanksgiving just passed, Black Friday just passed, now we're getting into, that shopping month before Christmas, where everyone and everybody is at the malls and all the stores and stuff like that. Like, these are like the prime times now where, like, most girls were saying that most girls get abducted. Like, I was watching some survivor stories of them being human trafficked or whatever, and also I had to look at the Surviving R. Kelly story. I think I watched that like twice. And I'm sitting there looking at everything. I'm sitting here thinking now about everything that I watched, of how crazy this world is. Like, it's insane of what's happening. And we all know, because from this stuff happening, I'm pretty sure it happens all over the world. But for them to say that Atlanta is like the main area of where it goes, like where it goes down. This other vlogger said that she's from Canada, and she was saying that how, I think it was like this VidCon or something that was happening, or something that was going on while she was there. So she said she gets off the plane, and she had booked her car, her rental, like probably like a week before she got there to Atlanta. She brought her mom with her because she didn't want to be alone. And so she was like, she didn't want to wait the 2 hours for the rental, because she wanted to see the city, she wanted to eat, she wanted to rest herself. So I'm guessing there was a local excuse me. I guess there was a local there getting a rental also. So my video's going crazy. But anyway, she was saying how a local told her, well, you might want to be cautious because there's a lot of girls being abducted down here. So, you guys should, take caution of how you guys get around the city, either if it's walking or if it's taking Uber rides. So her mom thinks nothing of it, she says, and then she proceeds to put in like where she wants to go, and trying to book like a Uber car or whatever. I think she said she got like a Uber share or something like that. Like, I've taken Ubers when I had spent some time in Atlantic City. Sorry, y'all. So from my time being in Atlantic City with a girlfriend of mine, I wouldn't say that the guys didn't look sketchy. Like the older white guy that I had got a ride from, he looked a little sketchy, but I had to take in consideration that this is his car that we're in. He's probably a little, nervous of having us in the car, which, my ex-girlfriend, she's a light-skinned girl. Like, she's like probably like 2 to 3 shades lighter than me. And and then then there's me, having a big black. I'm not trying to put any type of like racial stereotyping on it, but like I'm just trying to paint a picture here of how he probably felt, and us giving off the same energy of how we maybe felt of being in his car, because the guy was driving fast as hell. But I don't rate, like when I take Ubers, like I don't rate them. So like he didn't really get a bad or a good rating from me because I don't rate. But it's scary because the girl was saying how when she saw what the make and model in the year of the car was, but that car didn't pull up. It was a white Cadillac Escalade. So she's freaking out, but her mom's thinking nothing of it. But she's freaking out because it says that it's a girl driver. You know how you get an Uber ride or a Lyft ride, and there's the picture of the driver. Then it has, I think, on the side of what their car is, and then like where you're going and everything and all your information. So when she said the car pulled up, there was a guy in the driver's seat, but the driver was sitting in the passenger seat. So she got a little freaked out about that. So another story, this is the last one, of what I'm going to share, but the last story is some girl said, she sounded like she was from Baltimore, but I'm not too sure. So she was saying how she was staying with a friend, I think just for the night. Like she had one over her girlfriend's house, and she had a couple bags with her that she was going to take so she could get to work or whatever. So she brings up Uber, she orders the Uber, and she waits for the Uber to get to her. So you know how either Uber calls or they text you like, I'm here or whatever. So she said that she kept getting the text saying, I'm here. But she said she didn't see the car anywhere. So she kept texting she kept calling, and the guy kept saying, I'm here. And she had a drive share because it's cheaper. I took maybe a drive share when I was in Atlantic City, I think it was. But mainly I was getting like Uber XLs and Lyft XLs, I think it is, like where you get the trucks or whatever. So she said, so finally, she gets to the car because she had to walk to the car, which she said was sketchy because here she has to walk to the car when the Lyft or the Uber has to come to you in order for them to start the ride. So she said she gets in the car and there's a person in there, so she knows that there's a share, so she's going to share the drive with someone else. But she sees that when she gets in the car, there's a guy that has a suit on, and then the Uber driver is acting strange, and the guy's acting strange. So long story short, she basically gets out the car like a long ways down the road. So she says she starts acting up, and then she gets out the car because she didn't see the guy's bags anywhere if he was going to work or a briefcase or anything. And so she gets out, and then she finds a ride. So she gets back to her friend's house, and she finds a ride elsewhere. So the reason why I'm bringing these up, because it was a story that I saw yesterday where a girl said that, well, she's a grown woman, and she said they almost got her, where like they had the child safety lock on. And this is something that they keep saying before, and this goes for anybody, before you go into an Uber ride, please check that child safety lock. If you can click it down, then you're fine. Or I think you click it up. either way, if make yourself obvious on you checking that child safety lock, because we all know when we have that child safety lock on in the back, when we're trying to protect our kids, they can't get out the car, because you know that's helping you help them, because you don't want to see them get hurt. But now that child safety locks are being used for predatory reasons because of sex trafficking and human trafficking and stuff like that, be obvious when you get in these Uber and Lyft rides and check those child safety locks to see if they're on or not. And make sure you check that lock and try to open that door before you drive off, because if you can't, then that's a red flag right there. Also, I would have to say try to find something out, like nothing like personal, but like try to talk to the person while you're riding with them, because if they're acting strange, then that's a clear indicator that something's wrong also. So I picked 11 facts about human trafficking and what to look out for. So number 1 involves labor. They put you in human trafficking for labor, sometimes for marriage reasons, which I think in the Taken movie, that the girls were being sold to that rich Middle Eastern guy to be his wives or something like that. Not too sure. I haven't seen the movie in a while, so please try to either rewatch the movie or correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what those girls were being trafficked for, other than just sex. I think where Liam Neeson's character's daughter went was gonna be his wife or whatever, or I think she was just being sold. So so labor, marriage, prostitution, that goes for strip clubs, street, working girls, and the one story I shared with you before, them just being abducted so they can become prostitutes. With that, and the last one is organ harvesting too. So but before to get into the prostitution part, where did I write that at? Most of the time the girls are runaways, and I'm trying to find where I wrote that at. So most of the time the girls are runaways, or they're in abusive households and stuff like that. And so when the girls are they want to run away, or guys, if they're runaways or something like that, they potentially, and there's people that are in this human trafficking, sex trafficking industry that can point these girls out a mile away. And when they understand, that they're alone, and they basically, sweet talk them into coming with them, and then that's how they become prostitutes, or or they get sold off or something like that. So that's something to know also. So it's estimated, number 2 of the 11 facts is, it's estimated that there are 20 to 40 million people in modern slavery today. Some cases go undetected, also known as the hidden figure of crime. So basically, it's just like the whole thing I was just saying, that either it's a runaway person or a person that's been in an abusive household or abusive relationship or something like that. Sometimes, these people get, catch eye of them, and they solicit them to come with them, and to they sweet talk them, and then they end up becoming sex trafficked. There was a story in Newcastle, Delaware, where this lady, and she hasn't been found yet. I think it's going on like 6 or 7, maybe 8 years now. This lady, I think her name is Nefertari or something like that. I'm guessing she was coming home from work one night, and she left for work either that afternoon or that morning, came back home, regular day, I guess, for her, and her family hasn't seen her since. Like, they said that her car wasn't there when they got when I'm guessing her kids got there, but when they got ready for school the next day and to leave, her car was there. So it's a possibility, like I was just saying with those other girls, like, you have to pay attention to your surroundings. And that's one of the things I was going to put for be careful when. Be careful when, and also pay attention to your surroundings. I can't stress that enough. Please watch everything around you. Watch if there's cars behind you. Like, I don't even like cars behind me, and I'm not saying just cops. I mean cars, period. I don't like cars in back of me at all. And also, I don't like people. Like, I'll make a exception when I'm at the mall, because I know that there's a lot of people. But I'll make sure that I'm within a comfortable distance away from somebody in front of me and a comfortable distance away from somebody in back of me. So I'm not looking over my shoulder. But if I feel like you're too damn close to me, I'm either gonna walk on the other side, or I'm gonna just stop and sit to the side to watch everybody walk past, so I can start walking myself. Because by you not paying attention to your surroundings, that's how, from what I was reading, that's how, some girls are getting abducted by these people. And there was a Facebook post maybe last year, if not like a year before. I think it was like the summer of 2017, if not like around 2018. I had read this on Facebook. There's a park, the next town in Delaware, in Glasgow. They have a park, and I have read in this post, it looked like it was a post that somebody read, they took a picture of, and then they posted it. And it has said that there were people walking around the park asking if they could like stopping you, telling the girl or girls or whatever that they're pretty and you should let me take your picture or whatever, and then or can I use your phone or something like that. And I'm guessing when they use their phone, they're calling the person to come pick the girl up, to come snatch her or snatch them. And they'll tell them, yeah, she has a ponytail, green shirt with black leggings with white shoes. And then they'll be like, all right, and then well, thank you for letting me use your phone. Or they come up, they'll take a picture of you, and then they'll send the picture off, and then whatever. I'm not too sure if anything has transpired from that. I haven't read anything other than that post, but that's the things we have to be careful about. When we're in public, we have to be careful, watch everything around us. Like, I constantly have my head on a swizzle, but I'm by myself, like all of the time. But still, like, they're saying that they're snatching guys up too, so I have to be as precautious, just as the ladies, not as precautious, but just as precautious as them, but at like a lower level of being precautious. But I'm in and out of Walmart at late night because I work in the afternoon to midnight. So like I have to get to the store at night when I get off. But in the town I live in, it's mostly just crackheads and meth addicts and pill poppers around here. So there's not much that I have to worry about, but it's a lot that goes on in my town that I don't know about. So also, number 3, estimates suggest only 0.4% of survivors of human trafficking causes are identified. That's a low number. From what I've read, there's 80,000 a year. That's like the estimate, 80,000. But only 0.4% of survivors are human trafficking causes are identified. So that means out of the 80,000, maybe about 100 or so get recorded. Maybe. So, also, human trafficking earns roughly around 150 billion a year of trafficking, 99 billion of which from commercial sexual exploitation, such as being at a strip club. Most of the time, those girls that you see either that work there or they're on amateur night. They possibly might have a pimp or so. Just saying. Not sure, but they might have a pimp. I haven't been in a strip club in a long time, but when I was going, I didn't know anything about human trafficking, anything about prostitution. I was a naive guy growing up. I didn't really know about a lot of shit. So I didn't really grow up in the area that I knew that had prostitution until later. But I grew up in an area where I mostly was doing like sports and shit. So I didn't really mess with what was going on outside if it didn't have to do with like playing football or basketball or something like that. So also, the global estimate of women and girls are at 71%, of though that for men and boys it's at 29%. So there are, out of the 80,000 for guys, there's possibly, out of the 80,000, probably 200 men sex workers, maybe. And then the rest, the other 71%, sorry, for females, that's the other bulk of the number. So, not only, like I said, are girls being trafficked, I'm fucking up my words, damn. Not only are girls being trafficked, but men and boys also are being trafficked. So they usually get them. Where did I write that at? They usually get the girls at between ages of 12, maybe 13. That's when they usually get them. That's like the prime age for the sex traffickers to get the girls. Now, I'm not too sure about the boys, but I'm pretty sure it's around the same age, if not a little older, maybe. But what we have to figure out is, why is this stuff happening? Why is there only, and I'm about to read this off. I'm gonna skip 6, but I'm gonna come back to it because I kind of mentioned 6 or whatever. But in 2018, 51.6% of criminal human trafficking cases in the U.S. were child human trafficking cases. So, out of the whole 100%, half of it was children. So, you might walk into your local Walmart or to your local police station or something like that, and you see how they have, I don't even know if Walmart has the missing persons board at all anymore. But if y'all remember walking into Walmart when you were kids and seeing all those kids and people that are missing, you probably never thought about human trafficking going on with them. You probably never thought about that. But now that I had to do a little bit of digging and watching countless video after countless video, like most of the time, well, not most of the time, but now those pictures make sense. Like, either they ran away, they were abducted, or they, had it was a broken home they couldn't deal with. Like mom or dad got divorced or something like that. Like, they probably couldn't handle it, so they was like, the best thing for me to do is just to leave. So now that they leave, they get abducted, or they get coerced into joining a sex cult like the ones that they said that R. Kelly had, So, we don't know at all if, those people or those children that are on that board are in the human trafficking space, or if they're being human trafficked or whatever. Alright, so number 6 is estimates suggest that 80% or 80,000 people are trafficked into the U.S. each year, most often from Mexico and the Philippines. And I have something that goes with that. Let me find it. Matter of fact, 2 people every minute are sold into sex slavery. That's 2 people every minute. But not just sex slavery. Out of those 2 people, it could be what I said in the beginning: labor, marriage, prostitution, or organ harvesting. Out of the 2 every minute that are being sold are, they're being sold into this industry, this illegal industry that we didn't know. Like, we knew about human trafficking, but we didn't know about the scale and what they what they actually do with these people. Like, we just think that they abduct them, they kill them, or they abduct them, they're in prostitution. People are trying to find their daughters still to this day from stuff. People are trying to find family members that they lost, contact and in touch with, and then they find out that they're in this sex industry that they didn't even know, happened, or people go missing and they never get found. And for the people that are coming from Mexico and the Philippines, I would have to say for the people that's coming from Mexico that are being trafficked, they're probably being trafficked and being sold from a cartel to somewhere up here. So if you watch the movie, it's called End of Watch. It has Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena in it, and I think America Ferrera is a part of it. And I forgot the guy's name that played Crossbones in the Captain America Civil War movie. The guy that played Crossbones, he plays the captain of the police force. But within the movie, they encounter human trafficking that the cartel are bringing up here. So they come across this house, and it's in like a nice neighborhood, like a nice suburban neighborhood. They roll up to this house, and they see that there's like 100 people in a room or whatever, and I think the DEA or something roll up on them, and the DEA was doing a sting on this cartel group that now the police had came in contact with. You gotta watch this movie. It's a good movie. Like, not only does it tell a story about two police officers that are real close to each other, and they see each other as brothers or whatever. It's an in-depth story of two men trying to find their way into the police force. Trying to find their way from being police officers to husbands to dads and stuff like that. It's a good, heart-touching story. Like, I know I covered like police brutality and stuff like that in another video, but you still have to remember that these people are human beings at the end of the day. But to get back to what I was saying, from the people from Mexico and then the people from the Philippines, I also read that certain massage parlors are them trafficking people. Not just massage parlors, but other industries of stuff that we don't know that they're being sold to. Like I said, labor, marriage, prostitution, organ harvesting. Please remember those 4 things about what it involves and what people are being sold into: labor, marriage, prostitution, and organ harvesting. So, 8 reports indicate that a large number of child sex trafficking survivors in the U.S. were at one time in the foster care system. So we're talking about people who never had a home, maybe, or they couldn't get into a home, so they they spent their whole life in the foster care system. So when they get out, they've had some school, they went to school, but they had to go back to the foster care system. And they had, they spend their whole life into it, and then now they get this freedom. They don't really know certain signs of bad energy because they never actually had to deal with being in a household where there's either just a single mother or a mother and a father in the household to teach them these things. It's mostly just disgruntled workers that really don't want to be around the kids in the first place. But that's big because most of the time these people that I was just saying, the human traffickers, sex traffickers, they prey on runaways, people in foster care, and people who have like a drug addiction or something like that too. So that's something to think about also if you guys if you guys, want to do your own research on this yourself. So, growing trends report traffickers use social media platforms to recruit and to advertise targets. So, I can say I've been, like, when I go on social media, there are probably profiles that I run into that probably are sex trafficking profiles, because most of the time they don't have the girl's face in the picture. It's only one picture, and if you friend the page, it's usually they'll send like a I am like come watch my videos on whatever, like, or you see, the skimpy clothed girls that are, in bikinis and, bras and panties. Most of the time, they normally don't have any clothes on in some of their pictures. So, and I'm not just saying just like the Insta models, the Insta thoughts or something like that. Maybe so, they could be a part of this industry, but, I don't know. So, also, like, you gotta watch out for those profiles also, because we don't understand like how far like their reach is. Like, we don't know how far this reaches. Like, there could be certain porn sites people go on to that probably don't know that half the content that's on there is from sex trafficking websites or sex traffickers and stuff like that, the dark web and stuff like that. You probably don't know that half that stuff is on there, and that's something to pay attention to, because you could come across something on a porn site, if anybody goes to these free porn sites, and not know that what you just watched was, like, even with the amateur stuff, like, what you just watched is a sex slave. You probably didn't know that at all. So, that's just something to think about. Like really. Okay, this is what I was trying to look for. The average age a teen enters the sex trade in the U.S. is between the ages of 12 years old to 14 years old. Many victims are runaways who was sexually abused or come from broken homes. So, like I was saying, that's what the predators look for. They look for somebody that they can seduce to have them think that, yeah, like, I got you, like, we're gonna take over the world, like, we gonna like you gonna help me and I'm gonna help you or whatever. And then that's when all this shit like starts happening, and they don't understand where this is, like how they got into it. Like, I was watching some survivor stories of how these girls either started doing drugs, and then, they started being around the wrong people, and they just somehow realized after like 10 years that they were a prostitute or a sex slave or something like that, or they were sold from pimp to pimp, and not really realizing, because they're most of the time they're high on drugs, because it's something that they're trying to forget about, that either happened to them within their life, that they're trying to not think about anymore, just to get them away from the pain. And then, when they finally realize that they don't want to do it no more, like, they may be from Baltimore, Maryland, but they ended up in El Paso, Texas somehow. Like who knows? Like, they, like, it's a big thing that's happening out here. And I didn't realize how big this damn industry was. Like, it's so this shit is so vast. Like it said, like I just said, like there's people from Mexico and the Philippines being trafficked right here in America, and we wouldn't know. Like me and my cousin, we have a joke. Like it's like a long running joke we've had. Every time when we're in a store, like let's say we go to the mall or like go to like a shopping center, and we see a white dude with an Asian woman, we have a joke that says, "I wonder what that website is where he got her from." Like it's a joke that we make, but at the end of the day, we're being for real as fuck. Like, where did he find her at? Because like most of the time they look like they just got here, and I don't want to sound ignorant, but most of them look like they just got here. Because as I just said, with the whole what does this involve? Labor and marriage. They basically marry these women to basically have them do house labor, which is cleaning all the time, or just looking good on their arm. Like, we don't know. Like, we might have been joking about that shit, but like, it's the joke. A joke always has truth somewhere. So somewhere we want to know where the fuck this website is, but at the same time, we want to know, like, where the fuck, when we see white dudes with these Asian women, where the fuck are they getting them from? Because I know there's not that many Asian women that marry white men. They usually stay within their race. Like that's just the truth that I think I know, that Asian women and Asian men stay within their race. Like I know certain, like most of them, you know, marry outside their race, but not a lot of them. But yeah, it's just something that we joke about every now and again. Okay, so since I have the number down there, 2018, this 11 correlates with the number, and the last one I read was 10. So, number 11 is the last one. 2018, the National Human Trafficking Hotline received more calls from California than any other state, respectively. What the following states that also had some of the high calling rates of sex trafficking was Texas and Florida. So, California is one of our big states. Texas is our biggest state. And then we have Florida, which is also a big state. So, there's more sex trafficking. There's more sex trafficking calls with last year from Texas, California, and Florida than anywhere else in this country. Like, I want to know, since I live in Maryland, I should have got those numbers of how many people or how many times the hotline was called here in Maryland, DC, Delaware, and Pennsylvania and Virginia, because those are, you know, my surrounding states: Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Delaware. Yeah, I would say New Jersey too, but I should have got those numbers, because for Florida and Texas and California to have the highest rates of the National Human Trafficking Hotline, to have those many calls within these respective states, then like that's crazy. Like that's crazy as fuck. And like was any of those resolved? Because like I said, only, where's the number? Only 0.4% survivors of human. Hold on, that's not it. Okay, here it goes. Okay, only 51.6% of criminal human trafficking cases in the U.S. were child human sex trafficking cases. So, we can look at the other percent, which is only 49.4%. 49.4% is the adult rate. 51.6 is the child rate, which both numbers are fucking alarming. That within a whole 100%, there's more child trafficking, sex trafficking, or labor, or prostitution, or whatever than adults. Probably because the child rate, or a child is probably a higher commodity, because not only do they get to groom and they get to grow or whatever, with an adult you have to deal with what you have, but a child, which we should be fucking furious about. And I have a lot of be careful when stuff that I want to get to, but I won't let this go as gradual as possible. But I have a lot of stuff here that I want to say, that I want to talk about. But that's crazy that these states had the highest rates, and they are our biggest states, which is crazy too. All right, so I made a list of movies that I know that we overlooked, that has to do with the topic that I'm talking about now, which is human and sex trafficking. I named one, and that was Taken 1 through 3. Taken 1, Taken 2, Taken 3, they all dealt with human trafficking. We have Trafficked. I'm not too sure about that movie. I don't think I've ever saw that one. Eden, Trade of Innocence. Traffic, the one that had Omar Epps in it, and it also had I forgot that light-skinned dude's name. He's in all those low budget black movies. And what the hell's that damn girl's name? Robin Thicke's ex-wife. She was in it as the main character. We have Trade. We have Stopping Traffic, which is a documentary, and Tricked. That's a documentary too. I think Tricked is still on Netflix, so you can go and watch that. Stopping Traffic, I think you can either rent or buy, or I think that's on Tubi TV. I think you can watch that on. So, what I want to ask, and I want you guys to also think about, is why doesn't the news cover sex trafficking at all? Like I said, they'll have probably a 30 to a minute segment on it, and then they go they move the fuck on. What I wrote, which was for the answer of the question, which is my own personal feelings, are they feel as though that other subjects matter and are more important. Sex trafficking is more covered on the web, that reaches a few million, but if covered on TV, they could reach more to the mass majority. So basically what I was trying to say was, not so many people look at the human trafficking stuff on social media, or watch it on YouTube or something like that. They don't pay attention to it at all. But if it was on the TV, if it was on Fox News or CNN or something like that, HLN, Like, I'm pretty sure that people would have more knowledge about it and be more aware of it. Because, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, it's the holiday season now. As soon as Black Friday hits, it's the holiday season. We have preferably, we're a month to Christmas. So we're within a shopping month. Not like an actual month, but from the last week of November to the second to last week of December. This whole month is a shopping month. This whole month is when more crazies come out. This is when more crazy shit starts happening, is around the holiday season. Now, I personally don't celebrate holidays because of my own religious beliefs, but I do respect people who do celebrate these holidays, and I always say to people when they're shopping, and this is to like family members and girlfriends and stuff like that, please, with all due discretion, please pay attention to what you're doing. If your kids are with you, please have them walk in front of your cart or at the side of your cart and hold on to the cart. And, you know, try to, you know, have them, or, you know, make sure that when you are going to your car, and at all now, like just as a woman, period, I feel like a woman should have a stun gun with them, brass knuckles, at least 2 to 3 knives, and at least another type of weapon, like some type of like a stick or something that they have either in their car, or like a little small like baton that they can put in their purse or whatever. I feel like this is what I would buy for my niece, my 3 sisters, my mom. But since all of my immediate family has kids, like the females, and my mom stays home now, like she's normally in the house any damn way, and my sisters are in the house with their kids every day, so like they don't really go anywhere, but like, you know, but still I would exercise precaution to my niece. Like, look, like I would give all these things to her. Like, I would give her the 3 knives, the stun gun, the baton, and anything else I said. Like, I would give those things to her. Like, look, I'll teach you also how to protect yourself. I'll teach you some self-defense, but I want you to know that when you're out with people, make sure you leave with them, and make sure that you don't fucking you don't run off anywhere if you're on a school trip. Make sure that everyone takes a bathroom break at the same time, and don't speak to people you don't know. So, also, I wrote a question that says, what does a human trafficker look like? And y'all are probably thinking to yourselves, well, what does a human trafficker look like? So I wrote, they look like everyone and everyone. A classmate, an employer, a family member, a boyfriend or girlfriend, an acquaintance, and also someone you met online. So these people look just like an average person, an average Joe. Like, you'll never suspect these people to be in that type of industry. And you'll never suspect them being in that type of industry because of, you know, who they, you know, what they look like. Like, they look like an average blue collar worker, or somebody that's a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. Like, they look normal. Like, they look like an everyday person just like you and me. So, with that last part, they look like somebody that you met online. this is what I want to stress. My statement is the dangers of being online. And I wrote, we have to be careful because we give the predator exactly what they're looking for, such as pictures, location, posts of misjudgment, such as I don't feel like I'm loved. I don't feel like anybody likes me. I hate my life. Stuff like that. I don't feel pretty. These are the things that you do not want to say online, because you then get that attention that you want, and you never know who the hell these people are that are giving you this attention. So I also state, online dating sites could be a way for human traffickers to seek out potential girls. So not just social media with you giving them everything that they want, such as naked photos. So now when they snatch you up, they don't have to strip you naked and see what you look like. So they can be like, well, what do I have? What can I sell? Now they can just see on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Snapchat, your Instagram, if I didn't already say that, Facebook, like they have everything that they need. You're basically building your own case file for anybody, for the government, for the police department, and for predators. You're building your own case of who you are, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying like don't post pictures or anything, but I would say when you post stuff and you're out somewhere, don't post where you're at. Don't post your location. Don't post what the place is. And if you do post, post 2 to 3, if not 6 hours later of where you just was. Because when you give them that type of ammunition, when you basically give the play-by-play of where you're at, every video that you took that night, you're posting right away after you stop recording. You're basically giving these sex traffickers ammunition. Like, okay, these girls are here. I'm gonna go there. I'm try to see like what I can do. You're giving them information about yourself, and they say this with being like going on vacation. Don't post that you're going somewhere until you get back home, because more break-ins happen. Because I didn't know this at first, but when I was living in Pennsylvania, I was waiting for my girlfriend to get her daughter out her ballet class. So I'm online. I post my location where I'm at, and I write, this damn place sucks and it's too much fucking money. So then when my girlfriend comes out and, we get ready to go home, she tells me, yo, delete your post what you just said. I was like, what you talking about? She said, you just posted that this place sucks and it's too much damn money. I said, how the hell did you see that? I said, because I know you can see it, but how did you see it? Did you go to my page? She said, no, I was on the ballet's Facebook page and your post popped up. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, alright, I'm gonna delete it now. But I didn't know that you could punch in like an area, like let's say like the ballet place. You can punch that up and you can see everything that somebody ever posted about the place, or actually onto the page itself. Like, I didn't know you could do that. So by me knowing that new information, I then never ever posted anything within the town I was in or the place I was at. Never did that, and I don't do that now. Well, I don't do that anymore, and I don't do it now. Like I cut that off. So Yeah, also with online dating. I was looking at something. I also was reading something that you they can see, like they'll make a profile, whatever. They can see all the girls or whatever, and with certain websites, which I think it's all these dating apps, that they have how many miles away you are, but they won't. You don't put your actual location up. It just asks you, I think, in the when you sign up, like what like where you're from. So then when you give that information, whoever's 20 miles away can see that you're 20 miles away. So they can create a profile. You can probably match up with this person and never know that you're going on a date with somebody that's in the sex trafficking, human trafficking industry, or criminal, industry, or whatever. Yeah, like this is stuff that we have to pay attention to, because this is also some things that are being overlooked. Like, you can easily go online and do a background check on somebody. If you then do that work, if you do if you do your work, or the background checks on whoever you're going out with, because let's be honest, this type of stuff is normal now. When you meet somebody, you immediately go on to their social media. You go on, you do a background check on the person to see if they, if they're crazy, or if they committed any crimes or anything. And you also do a background check to see if they have any mental issues. Like, you have to do this type of stuff, especially now with what I'm saying to you and what is being, also, said on these news outlets and social media. Like, you can easily type this into YouTube, like human trafficking, and it's like a whole thing of videos that you'll see. You can type up human trafficking. Immediately, the number that's being shown right here pops up first, and then you'll have all these articles and videos about human trafficking. And I did not know at all that it was so much information on this stuff that's not even being held on, like, the national news outlets at all. Like, certain news outlets like CNN and Fox News have editorials, but they're not actually putting these editorials on their actual channels. Like, they're not talking about them. Like, what's been prevalent more now is the bullshit T.I. said about his daughter, R. Kelly going to jail, what Amorion and Lil Fizz is up to with this whole bullshit with April, and the Donald Trump impeachment, if I didn't already say that. Like these types of topics are more important than any of that shit, because I don't give a fuck what R. Kelly's doing. Oh, and also Bill Cosby put out a statement about him being in jail. Like, these are the top things, but I don't really give a fuck about that. This is the type of stuff I'm into. What I want to learn about is shit like this, because when you have a niece and three sisters, you think about their well-being, their well-being, and also they're all mothers, and you think about your mom, because they just don't stop at children. They do also adults too. They still adults and children. So this is one thing that we have to learn about, because if you have anybody in your family that you worry about on the daily, this is the type of stuff you have to look up. Like, I was telling my cousin, I feel like I want to do an episode on it, but I would have to do more research on it, because because I just really start looking into shit like this, and what it is it's pedophilia. Because with the whole I won't say that word because I might get flagged. But the shit that was happening down DC, that was basically making people's videos be flagged here on YouTube, and the whole what's his name, Jeffrey Epstein, this whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Like, I want to do a video on it, but I feel as though that I would have to do at least a good month of research, and my videos will probably be like 2 to 3 hours long, with a couple cuts in my videos and stuff, like within the video of me stopping, catching my breath, and then getting back on, because like this shit is that's prevalent, and I feel like if I do it, then I'll give you all the information that you'll need. But to get back into this, yeah, watch out who you talk to. That's all I have to say. Just watch out who you talk to online, on the street, and what you post and stuff like that. Just be smart about this Instagram and Facebook stuff. Make sure if you do post anything, post it hours later. Don't post it right away. Alright, so at the end of this, I have the please be careful when section, and it has 11 parts to it. Not really 11 parts, but like 11 like things that I have for it. Take a drink of water. So, number 1, please be careful when going out to shop or to dinner with friends or family, because I was looking at a story on YouTube, and there was a girl that said she saw a $100 bill, and I think they covered this on social media, where girls was seeing $100 bills or like paper or something like under their windshield, like something under not under their windshield, but under their windshield wiper. Something would be on the windshield wiper, and that indicated that the predator saw you. They put that paper underneath of your windshield wiper, so when you left, they could follow you and then abduct you. So please be careful when you go out with people, and make sure that you're always in a group if you do go out with like shopping or to dinner with somebody. Please be careful when and watch out for mysterious men or women. If things are out of place or wrong with your car or your home. So, like I was saying earlier, how like it'll be like I don't think I said it at all, but if I did, usually when they're picking their victims, they usually have the people that they already groomed come up to you and have you either look at something, sign something, they want to follow you on something, or they want to use your cell phone. Like, please be careful with these people, because they don't only just use young like 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds. They also use older people too, like old women and stuff like that. Like, you got to be careful, especially like I said, this is the holiday season, so you have to be careful and be more prevalent with with your surroundings. And I also have with number 10, and I do number 10 now because I said it already. Pay attention to your surroundings, please. And I'm just not saying just for the holiday season, I say for the rest of your life. Please be careful and pay attention to your surroundings, because you never know what's happening around you until you see what's happening around you. Okay, so number 3, please be careful when and watch out for mysterious cars following you. Watch out for mysterious cars following you or people following you on the road or in malls or stores. Make sure you park somewhere where you're out in the open or in front of the store, or be careful in other public places such as concerts, nightclubs, stuff like that, bars and stuff. Just make sure you're careful in these places.
Perfect.
Please be careful. If you have children, please be cautious about the people they hang out with. Make sure you get to know the parents and other family members of theirs, and get phone numbers and email addresses and also social media accounts. Not get their account information, but follow them on social media so you can be more acquainted with them, or just get to know them, know who they are, or whatever. Because, like I said, there's more child trafficking going on than actual adult trafficking. So you have to be careful with that. Alright, so please be careful and do not ignore while being out at parties, nightclubs, and bars to leave your drink anywhere or with anyone. Don't take drinks from anyone you don't know. I think that's self-explanatory. Because there's been many girls that, and I think I shared that story with y'all during my relationship videos, where I can't remember when I shared that story with y'all, but where I said that I had a friend and she was out at a bar, and her friend, because they trusted where they was at because they'd been there before. They set their drink down to go and smoke outside, and when they got back and took their drinks, they started feeling funny when they got home. So as I find my friend laid out on her porch, and thank God she had a closed-in porch, and it was heated because it was cold as fuck outside that night. She passed out when she got to her house. So I took her keys. I took her in the house, put her on the couch. I took her shoes off and put a blanket over. And I had stayed. I think I either stayed that night or I went home, but I'm pretty sure I stayed so I could let her know, like, what happened to her. Because when she woke up, I left. So when she woke up, she was like, she called me. She was like, "Yo, I can't remember anything that happened last night." I said, "You don't remember nothing?" I said, "You don't remember me getting to the bar late and you calling me saying meet me at your house?" And she was like, "No, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember texting it either." I was like, "So tell me what you do remember." She said, "All I remember is me and Missy went outside to go smoke, and then we came back. We took our drinks off the table where our drinks were sitting at the door, and we came back in, we partied some more, and then we left and went home. She dropped me off, and then she went home." I said, "Okay, so what else don't you remember?" She said, I can't remember the rest of the night. I just remember getting there, getting our drink, us drinking for a little while, and then us sitting our drinks down, and then we came back, we smoked, came back, and then after that, everything's fuzzy. I can't remember anything." So I said, "What you need to do is call Missy, see if y'all can piece y'all stories together, and see if y'all remember anything. If she doesn't remember nothing, y'all call me, and and I'll come pick both y'all up so I can take y'all to the hospital and see if anything happened to y'all while y'all was out. So come to find out, when they go to the hospital, because they was okay to take themselves, but I told them, I'll take y'all just in case, like, y'all want to not have, so y'all can have more time to think about it than, y'all driving to the hospital. So come to find out, I don't know what the date rape drug is, but it's undetectable. It's an undetectable date rape drug. They can't find it in your blood at all, but it fucks you up so bad to where it'll have you not being able to walk that great, and also you immediately have memory loss where you can't remember anything that happens to you at all. So if I wouldn't have got to her house that night and put her in the house, because I told her, I said, I came to your house, you were sitting there sprawled the fuck out on your porch, I had to pick you up and carry you in the house, and I said, as you can see, you woke up on the couch or whatever, so I said, I put you on the couch and I put a blanket over you, and I had locked the door behind me. I was like, but if you don't remember that, then fuck. Like, like you was on the porch. And she was like, I don't remember anything. I said, y'all need to go ahead and go to the hospital and get checked out. And come to find out, they got their drink spiked. So she talked to her friend to see if anything was strange with her. She said, I feel fine. Like, she said, it's just I can't remember anything, and my like my head's fuzzy. I can't remember anything, and I can't walk that good. She told her, well, that's happening to me right now. So please, y'all, please be careful with being out with friends. I would advise any girl, if you do go out with friends and y'all have guy friends, to please have y'all's guy friends either meet y'all to where y'all are going, so they can know that y'all got home safe, or stick to somewhere that's like close and local or whatever to y'all, to where you know people, and they'll call you when you get home. Alright, so where am I at? Please be careful with meeting anyone you don't know. Bring a friend or a guy friend with you if you don't know who you're meeting. So such as like going out on a date or something like that. Like, the person that you're meeting, well, the person that's coming with you doesn't necessarily have to be at the table with you, but somewhere in the restaurant or something like that. I would advise with what's going on now. It sounds extreme, but it's just having a safety net, just in case something goes left. So just make sure they hang back. Make sure they watch everything that's happening, and just like have somebody there with you, because if you don't know this person, if it's like a blind date or like a first date that you met this person either off of Tinder or Soul Swipe or Black Planet or Black, if you don't know the person that you're going on the date with, this is females, and if you don't know this person that you're going on a date with, then I think it's better if you either bring like another friend with you, just they're around somewhere, or a guy friend or a brother or somebody or a cousin that you trust. Alright, please be careful with taking rides from strangers such as Uber and Lyft. Like I was saying in the beginning, there's a lot of shit going on with these Uber drivers, and it's not right what they're doing, But at the same time, please be careful with taking these Uber rides with what's happening in the news and stuff, because these are real people doing this, and their motive is to collect as many people as possible so that they can get paid off of it. Please be careful and don't put your location on your social media posts. I can't stress that enough. Y'all heard what I said earlier. Make sure y'all are posting at least 2 to 3 hours after y'all get away from where you're at, so a sex trafficker can't look at, local bars and post of what's happening at those bars. Please be careful and don't go on random job interviews you didn't apply for. Now, that was new, but like I said, I've been looking at posts and videos and stuff like that. Videos and looking at articles all day. It's a video of a girl that said that she kept getting it was a job calling her for a job she never applied for. She said that somebody recommended her that she didn't really know that well, but she knew that the person went to her school. So, they were saying stuff that was too good to be true. She's in high school and they're saying, we'll pay you $15 an hour. And I know when I was growing up, if I would have heard somebody tell me that we'll pay you $15 an hour, just meet us here for this job interview, I feel as though my ass would have went. Excuse me. Because it's $15 an hour. I was only making $6.85 when I was in high school at a grocery store that I worked at. So, if it sounds too good to be true, don't go on that date. Don't go on that job interview. If you didn't apply for that job, don't go on that interview. If you if they try to persuade you and persist that you come, and they give you a location or they say they'll pick you up, do not give them your address and do not go on that interview, because this is the lengths that they're going to. Is Craigslist. It was Backpage. Now it's another website that I think that's up called Bedpage or something like that. I think that's what they said in that. Another movie I wanted to say. Go on YouTube and look up, what is this called? It's called Sold in America. It's like a web series or something that they do on YouTube. It's called Sold in America. Look that up. Also, don't go on these random ass job interviews. So yeah. I did 10, which is pay attention to your surroundings. And number 11 is please be careful and tell people where you're going and where you are and when you're coming back. I could not stress that enough in every relationship I was in. Because when I was living with one of my girlfriends, she had the idea of she was grown and she didn't have to answer to anybody, which is true. But I told her, I said, I know this is a small town and shit probably doesn't happen around here like in my small town, but it would be nice if you told me where you were going, and it would be nice if you told me if I'm not home when you get back home, because then that gives me information if something does happen to you, where to start at, where to, if you tell me that you're going to Walmart, and let's just say that you got abducted by somebody, I can start at Walmart and ask a manager can I, I'll, of course, have an officer with me, police officer. Can we see your videotapes of yesterday around like 4 o'clock or something like that? I said, you probably never thought about it like that, did you? She said, no, I never thought about it like that. I said, yeah, so it would be nice. I said, I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not telling you to do it, but it would be nice if you did tell me, because, my mom always told me, when you leave this house, just let me know where you gonna be at. Every day, she knew where I was gonna be at, but I just had to tell her, because that's how she brought me up. Hey, Mom, I'm going around the street to so-and-so's house. Alright, call me when you get there. Okay, alright. So, every time I would get there, let me use the phone. Hey, Mom, I'm here. Alright, cool. And then, that's it. So, if you don't do it, now, practice telling people where you're going. Because it's been too many things happening where people are disappearing and nobody knows where they are, what they can do to help people, find people. They don't know where to start. So I think that's something that we should think about doing again. And even if we live by ourselves, if we grown people, we live by ourselves, just have a close friend like, yo, I'm about to head to the store. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I'm just saying I'll be at the store or whatever. If you have friends that give a fuck, they'll understand it. Like, alright, yo, just hit me up when you get back home. That's just like when somebody tells you when you're over somebody's house and they tell you, hey, yo, call me when you get home so I know that you got home alright. It's the same thing. Alright, everybody. That is the end of this. Please like, comment, subscribe, and go to my social media pages that I'll have at the end of this video. And also hit up that comment section. Yeah, that's it. If you like what you heard today and you want to hear more, I have more videos. Please go to the YouTube channel. If you're viewing this on any other media that I have posted up, please go to the YouTube channel and I'll have that in the description below. And go and check out all my other videos and comment and share and subscribe, please. So thank you for watching this video. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is Marcus Speaks.